Everything that going on here. So charm business, you're talking about all the food then we eating, all the food we order, anything we go order from the place. Soon you go eat it. You finish eating the food, we go low, we see you're talking about charm business. And then so charm business, you're talking about you go you think we stupid. You think I will just go look at dog, I go kick dog. But they get mental. She meaning to do that kind of thing to people. Every time soon she know that the people finish putting charm in your food. The pizza we order yesterday, they go put charm there. They finish putting charm in the food, then she go put the door behind people. I think we're telling you, then you there backing, you backing the door, telling the door, telling us say we want to do something to the door. We keep telling them to stop using the charm. That's why we keep telling you. We telling you the thing over and over. You're still doing the thing. Last night again, she go order the same time we go order the food. She go order food. Another young person coming to the house again. So young children from the school, the children just keep coming to the house. Instead of you telling the children to stop the thing they're doing, you're encouraging the children to be coming. Every time we go buy food, right now I'm very hungry. I'm looking for food to eat. Then they go put charm in the food. They're spoiling people. You're just spoiling people money. They think already making somebody angry. You're spoiling my money. Every time we go order for something, you go put charm inside. Then you just spoil people money like this. And the thing already hurting people, you're putting charm in the food. We buy, we spending spending my hard money to go buy food. Spending my hard money to buy food. Then they go to the food, they go put charm inside. You know why you know that Pauline meant to do that kind of thing. You see, every time she just meant to just lead it, she just lead the dog just following people all over the place. You tell her to stop. She should stop doing that. Stop sending dog to people. You all know that you're using charm. Even the time we were in California, the people they were doing the very same thing. They were just using dog all over the place. Once you see her using dog, that means that charm business they're talking about. You see the get you know that right now we crazy because they go put charm in the pizza. They turn around again, the other food we order for again, they go put charm there again. Every time you see Pauline, she take that dog, she put it behind you. That why we we getting angry. We're getting angry. We're not getting angry because if to say she was not putting the dog behind us, we got no reason to kick the dog. But the reason we're kicking the dog because the girl keep putting the dog behind us every time because they go put charm. When they go put charm in the food, then she will put the dog behind you. Every time when they go put charm in the food, you see the dog just coming behind you. Oh, yeah. Every time we go order for food, you will just see you see the dog just coming behind people. We go stand to the door, we see the dog. She meant to do the thing. That's why we kick the dog. Then you sitting down there, you telling me that to say you don't know that you're using charm and you don't know that why they get sending the dog behind people. You sit down there, you just talking just to say you don't know what's going on. The girl just every day she just calling people crazy. Every time she put that door behind you, she calling you crazy. Every time she calling, they just like calling somebody crazy. You sit down there, they get calling people crazy every day. Every time she go put job behind you, she calling you crazy. You sit down there, they get using the dog because they for the crazy that for the craziness business they get using the dog. Then you sit down there, you backing the dog. You say the dog telling me say the dog right. The dog right for coming behind you because you crazy. And when the dog come behind you, you will not do anything to it because you crazy. Just to say I got anything to do with what they talking about. I don't have nothing for them. They don't need to be putting dog behind me just to say I got something for them. thing making somebody else, they not making somebody angry. The girl every day she putting the door behind people. Since the dog came in the house, we kept telling her, say, stop putting the door behind. Stop putting the door behind. When I tell her so many times since she brought the dog. So many times we give her so many warning. So many times we don't tell her the thing. She don't want to stop. And you sit down there, you backing, you there backing again. You know that charm business they doing the thing. They go to the door, they put the door behind people that charm. They did the same thing to us in California. The very same thing. They go to the door, they took the door, they put the door behind us. Very same thing they did to us. Once you using charm, you see somebody they just putting door behind you, putting door behind you. That means that charm business they're talking about. How I was telling you the thing then for you to tell the girl to stop using the dog on people, tell the children to stop using the charm and then you there backing them. Tell the children to stop using the charm. Tell the girl to stop uh, putting the dog behind us. Every time we're telling y'all the thing, then y'all go do the thing, putting the dog behind our move. Oh, nothing. Everything all pay bill, water for the game. Tell the children to stop using the jam. I was telling them. Tell them to stop using the jam. Tell the girl to stop putting the dog behind us. You know what we're trying to tell you? I got nothing for them. That's what we're trying to tell you. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell the children to stop using the charm. Tell the children to stop putting charm in the food delivered into the house. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Tell the girl to remove the dog from behind us. You sit down there every day, they get just keep doing their thing. So people they keep telling people say we got something for them. They keep telling me every day I don't have anything for them. They get behind me. So they one thing over and over. Tell the ghetto start putting the door behind people. You sit down there, you backing the door, and you know that they're using charm. And when you using charm, that the reason why people they can bring animal around, they bring dog, they bring animal, so that the charm can work. That the reason why they get that why she go bring the dog in the house, and you know it. She brought the dog in the house because of charm. That charm reason she brought the dog. For you to tell the girl to stop to stop doing the kind of thing to people. You said you sit down there, your the two of your money her. Just because they get the because she American. Because you when you see white people that time you can go crazy. We keep telling you other thing, you keep the you sit down here. The last time they get did the thing the computer almost spoke. We don't know that the dog was in the house. We just thought that the dog was just maybe that just one of her friend dog. Maybe she get a dog. We claiming coming up the stairs and we go see the dog just turning around the area. We just thought that was some kind of animal. You see, because you go they go black the memory. We can't remember the dog was in the house. Now for you to tell the girl to stop, we keep telling you to tell the girl to stop using the using the dog. Or then you there backing the dog, telling the dog say the dog right. And you know what the dog doing is wrong. The wrong thing the dog doing. The dog the dog keep coming to people. They keep running behind people all in the house. And then you're using charm. Yeah. Then on top of it, they using they using the charm. And you know when you using charm, when you got animals and things around, anytime you make animal to be around the person, I mean it all part of the charm business. Why you think we telling you to stop the thing? Then you every time, every day you want be you just want be keeping people crazy and be and just be living normal life. You know that craziness not good. Then you sit down there, you know they get using the dog for the craziness business. for you to tell the girl to stop, for you to tell the people to stop using the charm. You sit down there, you leave all crazy, then you go talk about the dog. You rather to leave somebody crazy, then you rather be talking about dog. Yeah, they say that some kind of normal person you talking to. All that thing you talking, you know that very soon we will not remember anything you all the things that you talking. Will not remember anything. You sit down there, you know they're using the charm on people. You don't say anything. Whole lot of charm, whole lot of charm in the thing. You know you know what they're doing when they talk. I told you not to do that. They're very annoying. But you refused. You called it you messed up. See, there's somebody want to do something bad. So where is your 4 million naira? I don't have anything to talk. I don't have anything to do with what she talking about. With everything. You see, but she just put in the door behind why you refuse. If you don't have anything from somebody, but the person just keep putting the thing behind you. How am I going to go? There's no food in the house, no money, nothing. They're putting the door behind you. Putting the door behind you. Why did I make such a mistake? You backing up.
My wife had told me this earlier on. And if I had listened, all this would have happened to me. God, please don't let this happen to me. Please don't let it happen to me. How can my mother treat me like this? Simply because I want to marry the man I love? God, what do I do to succeed in this relationship? What do I do? It was a terrible experience. Terrible experience. Me, promise. Being chased away with a pistol like a common thief. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. But I have an idea of what to do. What is that? I am just considering for us to go in for a court wedding. Do you think that would work? In this present circumstance, yes.
Because the girl we don't have anything for her.
Married.
But she keep putting the dog, she keep putting the dog behind us.
Will be able to interfere.
That's why we kick the door.
Well, it's okay by me if you think that's the best thing to do. It is the best thing to do.
We did it for the right reason.
I assure you that a time will come when my mother will regret all this.
Yeah, we keep the door for the right reason.
So
if you don't have anything for her, and she just keep putting the dog behind you, and you go and keep the dog, it makes sense for you to keep the dog. But you know that
I have told you that staying like this is not the best. Come, let us go and see this prophet.
He know that we crazy. He know that we're not to ourselves. And then he will tell us is that if we touch the dog, he will go do something to us. Whereby you know the purpose of why they get using the dog is for the charm. That for the charm reason she bring dog in the house. Dog dog never been in the house before. Now all of a sudden you started using the charm at the time you see to go bring the dog. Now they bring the dog now. All of a sudden she now holding the dog in the room. She let the dog to just be doing all kind of things to be running all over the place. And she meaning to do the thing to people. Then when you go kick the dog, you telling her to stop sending the dog behind you. Then you can't open his mouth, can't talk about that. No, that to say that normal life that you living crazy. Somebody putting dog behind you. That to say that normal thing. Yeah, they go put a whole lot of charm in the casal again. So something else can happen. And then we're not feeling sick. Nothing wrong with us. They can't make us. They can't do false. Can't make some kind of false story. Can't talk about. We don't know what you talking about. We should carry you to the hospital. This, that. Say, I got anything to. That one night you were accusing somebody of having something for you. And then they go send one white girl before she could accuse us of having something. They go send one white girl. And for the white girl business now, that why you doing all that thing? Doing all that thing now because of the white girl. Because you go send white woman to us. And so that they go cook another food again. They go put a jam there again. We keep telling you to stop using the jam. Then you sit down there, you see somebody crazy. You see somebody crazy every day, living crazy day by day. You sit down there, you're not doing anything about it. But you go kick somebody go kick the door. Then you go open your mouth. You can't talk about the dog boy. What is it? You go talk about the dog boy. What is the whole human being that crazy. You can talk about the dog more important than somebody who crazy. You think that accusing somebody, you're just accusing somebody or something that I got nothing to do with. You're supposed to do that. Wrong with you. Yeah. see somebody crazy, we not right now. We not to ourselves. This is that craziness, that crazy person you talking to. You know that when you talking to people, you go talk to the tongue somebody there to say you don't know the person crazy. You know that crazy person you talking to. You know that you're putting charm in your food. You know everything. Keep telling you other thing. I say I don't have anything for anybody. I don't know who they keep. They keep they lying on my name, carrying my name all over the place. Just sitting down with the people to the school there, they probably telling him they probably just telling him all kind of things. Just because that white people just believe in that kind of thing. Keep telling them don't stop putting the charm in the food every time. Put charm in something. Put charm in it. Like, oh, I know what to not doing. Placing the charm in the food. Every time you're doing you're just doing the same thing with them talk with tire. So that thing already making somebody that they're making false crime or something. Can't lie on my name, can't talk about spoil the computer whereby they're using jam. They're using jam. You see the kind of thing they go do, they go wear marks on their faces. Then they're standing all over the place. They're standing in your way. While you trying to while we were trying to go make our video. Trying to go make the video. They standing all over the place. Telling us hey, we shouldn't go make the video. We should go follow them to the hospital. go to the hospital and go spend. We rather go spend the day with them than for us to go make my video. Tell to say I got anything for them. I don't have anything for them. Why I go do spending whole day with them to hospital for? Exactly. Why I go? What thing? Why would I go spend a whole day with them to the hospital? I don't have anything for them. Even if you go spend a whole day to the hospital, you don't have anything for them. It don't mean you will go get them something. The only thing they just wasting your time. You could have been making your video. You could have been going to do your job application, filling up your application. You could have been doing some other thing. So they just waste your time. That oh, you go sit down there all day. They waste your time. The only problem with it, they just wasted your time. That oh, you could have been making your music video, doing some application or something. And the reason that why the girl keep putting the door behind us. That's what we're trying to tell you. That what we're trying to tell you. She putting the door behind us because of the charm. Every time she see me up there, she go take the dog and put it behind you. Every time we keep see, then she will be pretending that say she talking different thing. That mean that charm business she on. I don't know. I don't know what kind of stupidness you go do. You go tell the girl. You go tell her all kind of things. That why she just behaving like this. You got to tell her to stop. That's why we keep telling you. Tell the girl to stop doing this kind of thing. You know that they know there's something going on. They know that the girl that why Pauline just acting strange like this. The strange behavior just coming from her. Since we came, she just been acting like this. Since the dog came in the house, she been using the dog for charm reason. She using the dog. That's why when I kill that dog, you can't hold anybody responsible for killing the dog because y'all know why y'all know the reason why the dog in the house. The dog in the house because you're using charm. And even if you kill the dog, you're not supposed to hold me responsible because you keep putting the dog behind us for charm business. And we keep telling you to not be using charm on us. So if I kill that dog, don't blame me. Don't hold me responsible. Because you're supposed to know the reason why we killed the dog. Even if we manage to kill the dog. If you were putting the dog behind the person for charm purpose, that the reason the person killed the dog because the person don't want dog behind them. The person never told you, say, I never came to you in the house. I never told you, say, I got something for her. I don't know where she got the information from. maybe the children then to the school that they the one telling her all kind of things. Maybe that the people to the school that telling you all kind of things that, and then you're just doing all kind of things to people. But I don't have anything for them. I never told them say I had something for them to the school there. I never told them anything. I only went to school to do my schoolwork, to graduate, to get out of there. I don't know where they come from with all that thing that they talking about. We don't know. So y'all got to tell the girl to stop calling people crazy every day. She calling people crazy. She put it all behind you. She calling you crazy. She telling you say you ate charm, all kind of thing. And they think can make somebody vex. Then you tell me say I wanna kick the door. If that were you somebody calling you crazy every day, then they put in door behind you. The person calling you crazy every day, they call you crazy. They then around they go put door behind you. I think we talking, then you there back in the door, backing her. You talking for her, you talking for the dog. You ain't even thinking to say the reason she putting the dog behind the person because she calling the person crazy. That the kind of thing you're supposed to talk about. You're supposed to be telling her, say, don't be calling him crazy. Don't be telling him, say, he crazy. Don't be telling him, don't be putting the dog behind him. Don't be that kind of thing you're supposed to be talking. Then instead of you talking about, hey, you go talk about, if we touch the dog, you can't do something to us. Let us just put that dog behind me again. I want I will get it. I will kick it so high with that. Let us just put it behind me again one more time. Every time she see people coming up there, she go to the door and put it there. Then she pretending to be talking to you. You sitting down there, you know that charm business they get on. We're telling you to stop using the thing on people. You don't want to stop. You know that charm business they get that why she doing all that thing. I think that making somebody feel that why we getting fair with her. They're using the charm on them, using the dog on people for the charm business. I think that making her feel. If the charm business was not involved and she was just and the dog was just following you, that one a different thing you would be playing with the dog. But if the charm business there and the dog just following you and somebody calling you crazy, that thing that making me angry. But she calling me crazy. You sit down there, they get just calling people crazy every day. She calling you crazy, telling you say you crazy. Every day they're putting the dog behind you, calling you crazy. Then we telling you to tell the girl to stop calling people crazy, stop putting dog behind people. Then you there back in the door talking about when you go touch the door, they will do something to you. We are the United States FBI. Yeah, you're supposed to tell the girl tell the girl to stop using sit down there, he know what's going on. He know that we right now we not to ourselves. Right now, that's also craziness they talking about. You see, and you know that craziness they talking about. You know they talking about craziness. And then you see the girl, you see the they're pretending. And she know that we coming up with the getting food. She pretending to be talking to her. The thing she did that she just pretend she could just be pretending. Every time she go to the family, she can't pretend. She just pretend to be talking to you. Then she go send a dog to you. Then she know that she's sending the dog to us. You see, she know that she's sending the dog to you. Then for him to go talk, for him to go tell the girl to stop calling people crazy, stop putting the dog behind people, and stop using charm. He sit down there, he ain't got time for that one. You sit down there, you talking to people there, they'll say that normal person you talking to, there they'll say now charm business you're talking about. You know that we're not normal right now. You think already making somebody fair. We not normal person. We just see ourselves doing all kind of things. Then you sit down there. They know that he know that we're not normal. We're not some kind of normal person. You know you're not talking to a normal person. You know that the dog, the girl putting the dog behind people. Thing. The thing you talking it make any sense now? Whether it makes sense to him. You see, now the thing you talking now it not making any sense. The thing you just thought it made any sense. So down there the girl keep putting the every time she keep putting the dog behind people. She knows the girl know that we crazy. She know that we not to ourselves. Then she putting dog behind you. Every day she calling you, she there calling you crazy. Telling you say you crazy. Every day. every day she get there calling you crazy. And they sit down there, they're not doing anything about it. They sit down there, you're not doing anything about it. There's somebody calling you crazy. They sit down there, they're not doing anything about it. The only thing, they do something wrong, then they go yell at you. They take their credit card and yell at you. But they get Pauline will do one thing wrong. Yeah. Pauline doing all this right now. She the one doing all the things nonsense with it.
They are so powerful, they have a country named after them. They are the Saud family of Saudi Arabia.
I'm a Saudi. You're a Saudi. She's a Saudi means you belong to that family.
Saudi Arabia is a dictatorship managed by a democracy. We're really talking about a core group of maybe 15 to 30 princes that are really controlling the final decision on everything.
A kingdom the size of Western Europe, with a quarter of the world's known oil deposits, riches that could tip the balance of global history. But with an increasingly radical populace and a resource that won't last forever, is the sun setting on the House of Saud.
It's a remarkable family and it's held on fairly fragile country.
They all know their survival depends upon staying together and staying in power.
On top of it, she not there calling. She doing all the things wrong. We never told her say we had something for her. All of this, I think I don't know where she came from. She just started using charm.
Each day brings further evidence that the ways we use energy strengthen our adversaries and threaten our planet.
Western leaders point to Middle Eastern oil as one of the most pressing problems facing their countries. And to many, one nation is synonymous with foreign oil: Saudi Arabia. It was called the day the West woke up. The fact that 15 of the 19 terrorists on September 11th, 2001 were Saudi nationals surprised some. Saudi Arabia has been a close ally of both Europe and the United States, but this seemingly worldly group of princes and kings has had a long-lasting alliance with a branch of Islam that has little fondness for the West.
The Saudi royal family funded extremists for years. We're talking about going back to the 30s, back to independence.
So these people really control the media, and therefore they control the schools, and they have great access to propagating their ideas.
In 2005, the country crowned a new monarch, King Abdullah. He promised a new era of reforms.
Our opinion inside the CIA was that Abdallah was more capable than many other princes. I mean, this is good news for Saudi Arabia.
It's making an alliance more with the liberals in order to push the kingdom in the 21st century.
A delicate balance, but some fear the fundamentalists in Saudi Arabia may turn and bite the hand that feeds them.
Saudi Arabia finally woke up and said to itself, if we continue to support radical factions, extremist Wahhabi factions, we ourselves are going to collapse.
The dynasty ruling Saudi Arabia traces its roots to a desert past and to a visionary tribal leader from the mid-18th century.
Mohammed ibn Saud went to rule the country in the tribes of Arabia, majority of the Arabian Peninsula. They formed an alliance where the Wahhabis or Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab will be in charge of religion.
The Wahhabists follow the teachings of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. A Wahhab and his followers reviled other religions, and especially adherents to other branches of Islam, like the Shia, who honor figures other than the original prophet, Muhammad.
Abdul Wahhab felt that Islam had strayed from its true beliefs, so he wanted to go back to the original beliefs of the Quran and what had been taught by Muhammad. The Wahhabis are a very strongly missionary-oriented sect. They believe Wahhabi Islam is will save Islam.
They had this fierce religious ideology, the willingness on the part of the Ikhwan, the Brotherhood as they were called, to die in battle. Almost a willingness, a wish to die in battle.
With the help of the puritanical Wahhabist holy warriors, the Saud clan conquered land throughout the Arabian Peninsula. In 1924, 5 generations later, Abdulaziz bin Rahman al Saud, also known as Ibn Saud, finally took over the holiest sites in Islam, Mecca and Medina.
Ibn Saud is often seen as an Arabian Lawrence of Arabia, but he was better than Lawrence because he actually fought.
Very tall, very big, had a lot of charisma and a lot of guts. I mean, he did a lot of attacks in the middle of the night, completely desperate type of military attacks of other positions, which no one would have done. I mean, he was a man of great courage.
He united the area's warring Bedouin tribes through both violence and intricate alliances.
Talking around the campfires, the Bedouin like to joke about Ibn Saud. They say he's got 2 swords, a sword of steel, the one with which he conquered, and the sword of flesh, which he used once he'd conquered, and would marry the chief daughters of the tribe that he had conquered, and thus bring that tribe physically into the union of the Saudi family.
They know that
In 1932, he proclaimed this conglomeration of tribes between the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf his family's kingdom, Saudi Arabia, the Arabia of the Sauds. This patriarch and his 45 sons would rule into the next century in partnership with his religious allies. Wahhabi clerics were given wide control of the educational and legal systems.
In the early 20s, Abdulaziz al Saud was able to really take the ideology of Wahhabism, and we might consider today that's the ideology of militant Islam, and to really make it into a political force in order to pull the tribes of Saudi Arabia together.
Islam we look at is abhorrent because it involves cutting people's heads off, enslaving women,
The kingdom survived largely from revenues charged to the Muslims from around the world who make the annual pilgrimage, or Hajj, to Saudi Arabia's holy sites.
He charged Muslims to make the Hajj to Mecca. They had to pay a fee to be allowed in Saudi Arabia, and that's how he lived frugally.
But then, in the midst of the Great Depression, a new source of revenue presented itself, one that would change world history. Oil had been found in nearby Iraq, Iran, and Bahrain.
He was able to have the vision to know what he did not know. He knew that he did not know anything about oil, so he was not going to go look for it himself. He knew it existed, he knew it would bring a lot of money to the kingdom, so he hired the oil company of Southern California, SoCal, to look for oil, and eventually it took them a long time, but they found oil.
This precursor to today's Saudi oil behemoth, Aramco, gave the king $170,000 for the rights to drill. A drop compared to the many millions that the resource would one day produce for the royal family.
This was a personal license to drill oil that Ibn Saud granted in his lands. It was his money. And to this day, there is a sense in which the House of Saud consider the oil to be their own personal property.
Along with news of our fuel oil shortages comes the fresh warning that our known oil reserves will be exhausted in 10 years at the current rate.
Toward the end of World War II, Franklin Delano Roosevelt recognized the importance of Saudi oil to the United States and invited the king aboard the USS Quincy to officially open diplomatic relations between the countries. The desert monarch and the patrician from New York seemed to be so different, but Roosevelt scored points. He gave the aging warrior king his spare wheelchair.
American firms have opened new fields abroad. Of these, one of the biggest and most important is Saudi Arabia. Beneath its blistering sands lies a new...
With global shipping now safe again and a major customer secured, oil production resumed, and so did the flow of money. The king wanted to modernize, no small feat when his ideological partners, the Wahhabis, outlawed innovations developed after the time of Muhammad.
He wanted to attain modernity for his people while keeping his society as it was in the earliest days of Islam. This is a tall order, but it's a formula that he perfected and that enabled Saudi Arabia to maintain its puritanical religion and at the same time accept modernity that has come through to this day, I believe. And I think that was it showed amazing vision on his part.
Ibn Saud arranged a special demonstration of how the phone could work. And he had it call up a distant town. And he said to one religious sheikh, well, why don't you speak on the phone and see what you can hear at the other end? And at the other end, Ibn Saud had stationed another religious sheikh. And so when the religious saw that this work of the devil could in fact be used to make their own communications easier, they changed their mind.
As the battle-scarred king aged and his severe arthritis increased, his kingdom seemed poised for either great wealth or oblivion. By the early 1950s, people around the world wondered, could the new nation last longer than its charismatic founder? Who would be the next king?
The system of succession in Europe, in royalty, it tends to go from father to son. And if there's no son, we name a woman, and then you have a queen. It doesn't work like this in a Bedouin system. In a Bedouin system, the family gets together and tries to find out who the most important leader is. Saudi Arabia is a dictatorship managed by a democracy. In other words, the royal family works solely by consensus. And any decision in the royal family has to be okayed by everyone.
With the wrong successor, the fledgling country's vast wealth could be squandered, and the kingdom could quickly return to its desert roots. The kingdom of Saudi Arabia was propelled from a group of desert tribes to a modern nation. This happened in just a few decades at the hands of its founding king, known in the West as Ibn Saud. But in his waning years, Ibn Saud faced a problem.
In the last years of his life, Ibn Saud relied very strongly on his two eldest surviving sons, Saud and Faisal. But most people who knew the two brothers knew that the second brother, Faisal, was the one who really had it in his head, the one who had the political ability. And so, before he died, Ibn Saud is said to have brought the two brothers together and asked that although one would obviously become king, that was Saud, and the younger one, Faisal, would become crown prince, they should see themselves as a partnership and should work as a team.
On November 9, 1953, the warrior who established Saudi Arabia died in his son Faisal's arms. But Faisal was not the heir to the throne.
I don't know why Saud was chosen over Faisal. Probably because he was more senior and had therefore more of a following in the rest of the family and was probably more of a unifier into the family. But he did not do well because he spent too much money too quickly. And he brought the kingdom to bankruptcy, basically.
The new king, Saud, eventually built 10 palaces and in 1 year ran up $5 million in food bills alone. He gave solid gold watches to visitors, watches sporting his own portrait. They became known as Mickey Sauds.
Saud was known as a mismanager. He was not what we would call a successful manager by modern standards. The country ran into huge deficits. He had a reputation for being more interested in the leisurely lifestyle than in the running of a country.
Saud's extravagance even extended to his personal life. He had 52 sons and 55 daughters. Saud's brothers were concerned about the hemorrhaging budget, and their Wahhabi Muslim partners were concerned with his relationship with Egypt's Gamal Nasser, a proponent of socialism. Would the Royal Family Council try to undo the will of the patriarch king? Would there be a coup d'etat?
65, so man, I think
They were worried about Arab socialism, and they were worried about Nasser's connections with the Soviet Union. The Saudis are deeply religious, consider communism, generally speaking, as atheism.
U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower courted the king in an effort to shift the balance of power away from the Soviet Union, with the help of his Secretary of State, John Foster Dulles.
Eisenhower and Dulles had the idea for a time that Saud, representing the Saudi state, which was receiving more and more oil income, might be a useful counter to Nasser in the Arab world.
Saud favored Eisenhower's economic aid over Nasser's movement, but the cash infusion wasn't enough. The family council moved to sideline Saud and put the crown prince, his brother Faisal, in charge of day-to-day affairs, a huge embarrassment to a sitting monarch. King Saud tried to regain power, but the deficits continued. He was declared unfit to rule and exiled to Greece in 1964.
Even with a king, she's fine with the family. You know, you have to be very, very subtle and very careful on how you work this out if you want to maintain yourself in power.
He simply was not up to running a country that was rapidly moving from the 7th century into the 20th century. The skills, the sensitivities, the sophistication, the administrative skills, he just didn't possess. He was a rather tragic figure.
It was Saudi Arabia's bloodless coup. The deposed king died in 1969. King Faisal had already been the country's leader for years.
President Kennedy supposedly said to Faisal, Your Majesty, you're going to deny this, but there are slaves in your country, and I want them free. And they were free as a result of this meeting.
Personality-wise, they were so different. Intellectually, they were so different. Saud, the last thing one would ever have said about him was that he was an intellectual. That wasn't his thing. Faisal was very well read, paid attention to all kinds of things. He was a very wise, able man.
An austere figure with a surprising past.
I understand that when he was a young man, he was a bit of a libertine at times. I can't say how much, just where, but that was what the stories were.
In his youth, Faisal was known to live the high life, even on a humble picnic with friends.
Oh, that was hysterical. That really was hysterical. And we prepared beef hot dogs and all the fixings for any picnic. And we went to the park in limousines, yes. And I'll never forget Prince Faisal got a hot dog bun with the hot dog and caviar was on top of it.
This was a trend that would be repeated again. Princes who break Islamic laws by drinking and carousing would later become devout kings. Faisal soon became one of the most popular monarchs the region had ever known.
King Faisal, I think you could almost call him the idealized king. He was tall, he was very distinguished looking, much more educated and worldly than any of the predecessors.
This popularity meant that Faisal was able to launch ambitious plans to modernize the country. He built hospitals, schools, and initiated massive irrigation projects.
Faisal, more than any other king in the kingdom, is the person who actually propelled the kingdom to the modern era.
The man would work 12 to 14 hours a day, receiving petitions, seeing foreign diplomats, meeting with his cabinet. So he was unlike any other Saudi ruler I've known. He was a creature of work.
He was the cleverest king they ever had. And in some ways, revolutionary. And I'll give you an example. Girls' schools didn't exist until Faisal became king. And when he opened the first one, there was a lot of protests from the ulamas and everybody else. They wanted to tear it down, and he stood his ground and got away with it.
One advance didn't go over well with the hardline Wahhabi clerics and their followers: the introduction of television. It was a hard pill to swallow for those who opposed any innovation after the time of Muhammad.
There were actual demonstrations against this wicked Western invention that would bring these ghastly soap operas showing the decadence of the West into the Holy Land. King Faisal insisted that this was an innovation which, under control, could actually enhance education and pushed it through.
One of Faisal's own nephews was killed during the ensuing skirmishes.
There were riots in the streets, and one of the young men who was rioting was a prince and was killed by the riot police.
But through his own example of piety and Bedouin tradition, he seemed to keep the extremists at bay. With his modernizations in place, he was able to wrest controlling interest of the country's oil company, Aramco, from Westerners.
Saudis started to run the oil fields. It was this, the great national asset, that Faisal felt that the Saudis should take control of themselves.
It jerked Saudi Arabia out of this medieval past and threw them onto the center of the world stage because they were producing so much oil, so much money was coming in that they had to spend this money in order to keep the international economy going.
A further break with the West came when Israel's neighbors attacked her during 1973's Yom Kippur War, and the U.S. sided against the Arab nations.
He felt very deeply about Israel, very strongly about that. He always insisted he was not anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, but he was anti-Israel.
Having gotten this message that we're going to be even-handed, and 2 days later saying, and we're going to give $2 billion to the Israelis for military aid, was a breach of trust, personally.
And it was at that point that something in Faisal snapped, and he gave way to a very strong feeling that was generated by those around him, that the power of oil held by the Arabs should actually be used in this war.
As a leader in the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, he called for an oil embargo. Faisal made his oil minister, Sheikh Yamani, a household name throughout the world, as the Saudis seemed to be in direct control of the flow of gasoline.
It was the only card he had to play. It was the only weapon he had in his arsenal that he thought would make an impact on America. Now, it did make a big economic impact on America, but it certainly didn't change American policy.
Relations were damaged and revenues were down, but Faisal had become one of the most powerful leaders the Arab world had ever seen. But had his effort to modernize gone too far, too fast? The decision to introduce television to the kingdom came back to haunt him. On March 25th, 1975, the brother of the young nephew killed in the television riots was admitted for an audience with the king.
And when his turn to greet Faisal, he pulled his gun and blast his brain. I was so horrified. I still am. To think a man of that caliber, a man of that dream, a man of that desire to make things better, had to reach such a horrible ending.
One could argue that because he was killed, in great part because of his belief in modernity, it really made the country realize that that's what you had to do. In other words, he was sort of a martyr to the cause of the future.
The nation went into mourning. With this assassination, the question came far sooner than anyone expected. Who would take the reins of this emerging powerhouse? With the assassination of King Faisal, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia suffered another crisis of leadership. The royal family quickly chose a successor, an uncontroversial and little-known prince named Khalid.
He became king as a sort of a compromise candidate, because a lot of people thought Fahad was the de facto strongman at the time, even under King Faisal, because Fahad was sort of the main advisor to King Faisal. But Fahad, because of his reputation as a playboy and whatnot, did not always have the support of the rest of the family. So Khalid, who was thought by many people as not wanting to be king at all, sort of was made king as a peacemaker, as an interim personality until things could be sorted out.
Khalid was more of a caretaker king. Unlike Faisal, who was always busy running a government, Khalid was much more comfortable in the tribal environment.
He was the least remembered person and all of these people. He did nothing. He was not interested in becoming a king. He spent most of his time out in the desert. King Khalid loved sitting in the desert. He loved his hawks. But as he got older, he wasn't so mobile. And so he had a sofa put into the back of a terrain vehicle and would go out hunting in that. During the reign of the caretaker king, there were major shifts in the Muslim world. In 1979, militant fundamentalists took over the mosque in Mecca. Saudi forces killed over 100 people. Taking over Mecca, truly for them, wake-up call. This cannot continue solving problems like this. The Saudis, remarkably, by the way, for them to evacuate violence. Just 1 month later, Afghanistan was invaded by the Soviet army. To the Wahhabi clerics who were the royal family's partners, this was an unacceptable presence in the region.
The Soviet Union was seen as godless. It was godless. And therefore, a direct threat not just to Afghanistan, but to
in Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia was the full partner of the United States. Both agreed the best thing to do was just hand out arms and money.
Saudi nationals went in droves to fight the Soviets, including a young Osama bin Laden. It was very successful for the Saudis and successful for us. The Soviets were defeated, and all these young mujahideen, paid and trained by the Saudis and to some degree paid and trained by us, were also victorious. But actions have consequences. Khalid suffered a heart attack in 1982. He died just 7 years into his reign. Khalid's legacy, the Saudi involvement in Afghanistan, would have major repercussions in years to come. How do you reintegrate young warriors when they come back victorious from a war? They looked and they saw, instead of a country ruled by shepherd kings living austere Muslim lives, they saw a country that was run
by and for the benefit of the royal family, and where there was a gap between what the royal family said and what it actually did. With Khalid's death, the crown prince Fahad became king. By reputation, he seemed the opposite of the austere Muslim that the Wahhabist populace expected of their leader. Word had it that he had once lost $6 million in a single night in Monte Carlo. He owned yachts and a estate in Spain. Even Fahad's weight was seen as a symbol of royal decadence. The king's weight would balloon up into, well over 200 pounds, and perhaps a good deal closer to 300 pounds. And then he would go on these crash dives. But pretty soon you'd see him, and even in the flattering, concealing garments that Saudis wore, you could tell that there was a lot of king there beneath these garments. I think it added to the way people saw him as someone who was not as self-disciplined and with the same inner checks that someone like Faisal so totally had. The entire family came under scrutiny. One prince, Al-Walid bin Talal, was said to be worth nearly $20 billion before his stake in Citigroup plummeted during the bank crisis of 2008 and 2009. In one of his opulent homes, Al-Walid had 17 dining rooms, 12 elevators, and a private screening room. Hardly the Spartan life of Wahhabist Islam, which shuns anything developed past the 7th century.
Rather than reigning in the royal family, he more or less just let them run wild. I think Fahad really was breaking the commitment to what I might call social justice in Saudi Arabia and allowing the elites to amass great wealth.
They were very much nouveau riche at the time. All of a sudden that this big manna coming from heaven, and they were spending it like crazy. It was very much fun. And then they realized that there's a lot of drawback to that. Also, King Fahad was seen by the religious establishment as being too wild. And so when he became king, he had to make up for that.
Even as the royals reaped their percentage of the oil profits, unemployment within the kingdom soared.
You had this population explosion, more and more people who were needing education and needing health services, needing housing, and needing jobs. And the Saudis just were not producing the jobs that they needed in order to keep the population, satisfied.
The discontented masses, trained in madrasa schools and funded by the Saudi government, were about to add another grievance. International forces, non-Muslim soldiers, were about to be stationed on their holy soil at the invitation of the royal family. In 1990, Iraq's Saddam Hussein ordered the invasion of Kuwait. An international coalition was poised to take Kuwait back. King Fahad, fearing that his kingdom was also in Saddam's sights, agreed to station foreign troops on Saudi soil.
Saudis had always had a real fear and resentment of an American military presence in Saudi Arabia for two reasons. One, they are xenophobic, and the idea of armed foreigners in the country was very disquieting. Another thing that was a great concern to them was that they consider Saudi Arabia to be sacred soil because it is the place where Mecca and Medina are.
As if to counter the criticism, Fahad began to fund the religious right.
He allowed the conservatives to take over society. And under the years of King Fahad, society became very, very closed. Women were not allowed to work when they were allowed to work before. Of course, they still are not allowed to drive. Foreigners were really kept aside, etc., etc. And they gave a lot of money to movements outside, proselytizing movements outside Saudi Arabia.
You know that they get wrong. What she's doing now is wrong. She putting the dog behind us. Every day she calling you crazy. Every day she putting the dog behind you. You yourself can see what she doing. She can be pretending, that's also pretending she on. You see. So you have to tell the girl to stop the pretend. She pretending too much. You gotta tell her to stop using the charm, stop putting the dog, stop laughing, stop taking the thing to be funny, and stop. She got to stop all those things that she's doing now. Just sit down there. You look at the girl doing all kind of things to people. You see, and they think that's something that can make somebody angry. Then you getting angry with her. Then she's still putting the door behind you. I think that's something that can make that's something that's something to make anybody angry. You know that when you make somebody angry, that you sit down there and you're putting the door, you keep putting the door. You know how angry right now the guy are over plus angry. You see, all kind of things they the same group of people, they go do the same thing they all in California there. They turn around again, that's also what then causing the causing problem. They just one group of people that just doing their thing to people. Then they go say the different group. They just there when they ready to do their thing to you, all of them working together. You see, all of them working together, they go work together to make you crazy. They work together to do all their thing to you, then they go kill you. You sit down there, they get just keep putting the door behind people. We keep telling you that they tell the girl to stop putting the door. Tell the girl to stop calling people crazy. Tell the girl to stop putting the charm in the food. Tell the girl to stop doing all these things. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But instead of you doing the right thing, you backing her, you backing the dog. Then you turn around again. You know that we crazy. Then you acting just to say that normal life to be crazy. You're not even telling the people to stop putting the charm in the food. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be telling them to stop putting charm in the food, stop making people crazy living in the house, to be living day by day craziness. Tell them, say, it's not good to be keeping somebody crazy. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Tell them, say, we don't have anything for them. That's what you're supposed to be telling them. But you sit down here, you're not telling them anything. Then when something making with all the things you did to all the things making somebody angry too. We are also we human beings just like y'all, we angry. Over plus angry with the thing you're doing. Then somebody go take door and put it behind you and call you, the person calling you crazy. We are also they play ahead right now. I'm too angry. They play ahead. I just want I want even kill somebody right now. You see, then why you angry like that? Then somebody just they go take some kind of small little dog. They just putting the dog behind you. They just telling the dog to be doing all kind of things. Then you telling the person say, don't put a door behind me. Stop putting the door behind me. Then the person now won't stop. Every day she just doing the same thing. Every day she doing the same thing. Then we're telling her the thing. Then they're backing you backing her. telling her say she not doing anything wrong, and you know the girl just pretending that talking she was talking with you, she was talking with you in the living room that pretend. She only doing it so the dog can she can go put a dog behind you, for the charm business. That's why make it the other thing that making us angry because she calling somebody crazy. If the say she was not calling you crazy, then you got no reason to kick the dog. But she calling you crazy every day, and every day she doing the thing. Every day she calling her crazy. That's why we getting angry with her. That's why that's the reason we go kick the dog, because we're angry. Angry because somebody calling you crazy. And you know that craziness now.
Getting your ham radio license shouldn't be hard. HamRadioPrep.com provides everything you need to study for your ham radio license, including helpful video tutorials and lessons, unlimited practice exams, and 10 easy-to-read lessons. Start your free lesson today.
You know that they know that craziness not good. Then somebody just calling you, she just there calling.
According to the census,
somebody crazy.
Everyone living in your home counts.
Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Each of the special agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation must be ready and capable to meet any challenge. The security of our nation or the life of a loved one may depend upon him.
The FBI built Hogan's Alley, right? It's a fake town, but it's populated by real people.
Everything is in play, from the venues themselves to the people that are on the streets. She has to be able to take that all into account.
You're going to have to make split-second decisions on whether to take someone else's life, or if you make a mistake, they can take your life. The training takes you to a certain point.
Hands up to a T. Hands up to a T.
When you have deadly force in your hand, there's a huge mental component in that you can't train for and really no one can prepare you for. You just have to be in it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And on this episode of Challenge Accepted, I will be training at the FBI Academy in Quantico. I'm sure most of you are wondering, how is this even possible? About 9 months ago, Garrett threw out the idea, what if we go to the FBI? Most of Garrett's ideas aren't that feasible. We cold called the FBI because, yes, their phone number is listed front and center on their website. Somebody answered, we pitched them this idea, and they said, we'll get back to you. 12 weeks later, we got an email from the FBI Public Affairs Office, which said, hi, Michelle, your project is approved. What? So for the next week, I'll see what it really takes to become a special agent, and at the end of the training period, I will put my skills to the test in what is known as Hogan's Alley, a big town populated by real actors where I will have to make split-second life or death decisions. Challenge accepted.
Welcome to the FBI Academy. Thousands of people apply for these jobs. You are lucky enough to be sitting here right now. You will be evaluated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Probably the number one reason people fail is they don't come here with the right mindset. It's a very challenging curriculum. They're going to be great days, they're going to be really awful days for you. But you have to have the positive mindset in order to get through those. If you would, please recite the honor code out loud.
As a student of the FBI Academy, I devote myself to the pursuit of truth and knowledge. I subscribe to the highest standards of honesty, integrity, fidelity, and honorable behavior. I will not condone the actions of those who would use a dishonest means to attain these ethical goals.
Once you get those badge and creds, come see us and get your gun. Your life is changed forever. Some of your friends now all of a sudden may not want to associate with you because now you're law enforcement. Your kids all of a sudden may not be invited to birthday parties, to play dates, because they know you have a gun in the house. It's a calling, and you need to be willing to put forth that effort to be a special agent in the FBI.
The physical fitness test is the first thing that agents need to pass in order to even come to the academy itself. So I really, really want to pass this. I feel like I deserve to be here for the rest of the video.
So my name is Jonathan Rowe. I'm an SSA in the physical training unit. You are going to do sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups.
There's pull-ups?
There are pull-ups.
No one said anything about pull-ups. Okay, fine.
You're going to go ahead and do your 300-meter sprint. In the 300-meter sprint, you're going to go ahead and do your 1.5 miles. Out of the event, you have to meet a minimum of 12 points. Your partner is going to be Mrs. Ward.
This is going to be really tough. It is super, super hot outside. It's been a minute since I've been in the humidity like this. It's going to be interesting.
Sit-ups, in order to get 1 point, you have to do between 35 and 36 in a 1-minute period. There is no resting between the repetitions. If you rest, it's over.
You have to tell me words of encouragement. What? You've done this many times, right? Yeah. Okay. I haven't liked a single one of them. Damn it.
All right, begin. That's 30 seconds. Move those hands back up a bit. Michelle, there you go. Put them back up on your shoulders. Don't pull on your shirt. And time. 55 will be...
I was trying to get 57.
9 points.
Yay!
The next event is going to be pull-ups. We run the pull-ups more as an assessment to see where you are. It doesn't go towards the total score. So if you lay a goose egg, don't worry about it.
Lay a goose egg?
0.
Oh. Alright. So bad at pull-ups.
I think you got at least 2 in you.
Okay.
Hold and pull. 1. That's 2. That's 3.
No.
Sorry. Your chin was right there at the bar. It didn't go over the bar. So.
Oh, you're too...
We have strict protocol here. Good?
Oh, yeah, coach. Put me in, coach.
All right. Next event we're going to do is the push-ups.
So this is not timed.
It's not timed. It's a continuous motion. So...
What am I going for here?
19 to 21 push-ups. The second you stop moving, it no longer counts. So, everybody going in that front leaning rest position?
Ooh, the track's hot. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. My hands are like burning. I'm
so let's
sorry. Can I go on the grass? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can do it on the grass.
Sorry, I bailed out of that.
That just proves how hot it is today. So, okay, so let's get in that front leaning rest position. Drop your hips just a little bit, and on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and lower.
On the back of the house to the side of the house, takes some of those fears away from the neighbors and makes it a little safer for us.
Yeah.
So you want to try...
For the adventurers, for those who want to stay in touch, for the curious.
Try shooting.
Okay.
Okay, we got an empty weapon. Let's load it up.
It's weird doing it in the dark.
Yeah. You have to be able to do this kind of stuff in the dark, you know, with your eyes closed, that kind of thing.
God.
We've got our flashlight. We'll bring it into that supported position, backs of your hands together, and then we would say light out, and we'll take a step to the left or right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're returning fire at you. They're starting to watch where the light is. Light on. Illuminate the target. Give me 2 shots. Light off. Move. Back out to 4. Give me 2 more shots. There you go. Now I have a weapons mounted light. You just push down on that little switch there. So you can illuminate the target.
Oh.
This is much easier, right? Because you've got 2 hands on the weapon. Nice. One of the other skills that we train is as soon as we clear the pistol, we're going to rotate right here. That's actually a shooting position.
Oh my God, this
So
is close.
we're going to be this.
And oftentimes it's not so clear. That's why a lot of the scenarios are vague. If that person had had a gun and wanted to that officer's arm, and that officer hesitates, then the officer's dead.
Welcome to TLOC. That's the Tactical Emergency Vehicle Operations Center. What we're going to have you do is drive a couple of the exercises that we have new agents.
That's stupid.
That front sight. There you go. There you go. Finger off the trigger. Step out. Holster. And let's head to the next one.
As you move through your firearms training, it gets more physical. You're moving, you're looking at cover, and your heart's racing. You may be in a scenario where you're shooting and you're running from one car to another, and your heart's going to be racing.
Say your heart racing. Okay. So that's some FBI.
So if you don't have that base fitness level, if you're not in good shape.
Shut up. Bring your right hand, the small of your back.
Now go ahead and get him cuffed up.
Okay, I have one cuff on. I'm doing the second one now. It's on.
Okay, relax, guys, relax.
Keep your distance, sir.
Keep my distance.
Keep your distance.
She's done nothing. There's a bunch of BS here, you know? All the cops all the time. Nobody shows up for nothing. It's a bunch of bull. I'm not talking yet.
Good job. You actually did very well.
Thank you. Oh God, my heart was racing, and that was like the most easy version where someone's very compliant. I've never really thought about how when you arrest someone, you have to deal with everyone yelling at you or judging you or whatever. I was so hyper aware of like, is someone gonna pull out a gun?
So just for a brief moment, you went to the gun, but then you realized, you're like, all right, there's nothing that's justifying that action.
Being scared doesn't give you the right to shoot someone.
Interview?
Distracting, yeah.
I think we should interview. Oh, hey.
Go ahead, move down. Alright, go ahead. I'll keep cover on him. Alright. Alright, go ahead, holster.
So how'd it go? How'd it feel?
Oh God, I knew you were about to do something crazy because I knew it wouldn't be as simple as let's go find information.
I didn't do anything.
Oh my God, when he got out of the car and pulled out the hammer, I just felt my heart skip a beat, and I literally heard Ann saying he's an aggressor looking like he's going to hurt or kill someone else. And I was like, that's it.
You actually did very, very well. You take that shot even though there's some distance, because if he makes one good shot with that hammer, it could kill her. So I have to take action in order to save her life. Any questions for me?
How do you do this?
I loved being an FBI agent because the FBI is a group of highly trained and highly intelligent men and women who are dedicated to upholding the Constitution and protecting people and working with people that are dedicated in that pursuit and aren't in it for the money or the glory or the fame. It's a special group of people.
If you enjoyed this episode of Challenge Accepted, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below what challenge you want to see me take on next. And if you're new here, please subscribe. We are
It's crazy. Oh, about it, enjoy you using all that.
Here's $40,000 cold hard cash. I was able to make this money by day trading stocks. I'm cash by the close every single day.
It is job search season on college campuses like Georgetown here, and among the recruiters are one of the country's most secretive employers, the Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA is currently hiring for more than 100 different occupations that run the gamut from spies or operations officers to cyber analysts, foreign language instructors, and so much more. I went to CIA headquarters to find out what they're looking for in new hires. Zachary Wyatt is a retired CIA operations officer. He spent 25 years at the agency and now helps it recruit new talent.
When you look at the national security challenges we have, you combine that with regional instability, cyber attacks, economic interdependence, finding individuals who can address any of them, not easy.
The agency has career tracks in 5 different directorates, from science and technology to digital innovation. Wyatt says the CIA's most proactive recruitment efforts are in its Directorate of Operations. That deals with the clandestine work of the organization.
And they are charged with recruiting foreign sources around the world who have access to information our government can't get any other way.
Working for the CIA is not what you see in Hollywood movies, Wyatt says, and it's not for everyone.
When you combine what we're looking for, that is interest in public service, not needing public recognition for your successes, not being able to share often some of your successes with
working for the
people you most love and
CIA.
respect. That's a sacrifice, and it's a lifestyle.
What does the agency value in applicants?
We look for characteristics and qualities that many employers do. Everything from excellent communication skills, integrity, decisiveness, good judgment, common sense, and
Don't
certainly
stop
patriotism.
this madness.
Within the Directorate of Operations, entry-level salaries typically range from $55,000 to $88,000 a year. And to apply to become a part of the CIA, you just need to be 18 years old and a U.S. citizen, born or naturalized, although many of the positions within the agency do require a 4-year degree. They're really looking for diverse demographic and academic backgrounds, but the only hang-up for a lot of applicants is that it can take a year or more to get your security clearance. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I get mixed up between the real CIA and Homeland, and I don't know. You know what I mean? There's TV CIA and there's real CIA, right? I mean, it's solved.
Joe, I just said to my producer that I put money on it, that you brought up Homeland
Right.
and how you don't
That's
like
what I know about it. Is it different, the real CIA, or is it? I mean, is
So
Claire? Did you
when
see
we
her
spoke
walk?
with Zachary,
Yeah.
when we spoke with Zachary, who was with the agency for 25 years, now he's retired, he really drove home the point that these are your friends and neighbors. This is really an attainable position.
Americans.
It's a lifestyle, certainly, but it's not like what you see in the movies. Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.
They say you don't have to pay for them. If you qualify, they can just send it to you. I don't know what
To us at Hellman's, taste is everything. And we believe great taste starts with great ingredients. Like 100% cage-free eggs. Because at Hellman's, we're on the side of food.
Nonverbals are anything that communicates but is not a word. The public knows them as body language. How we dress, how we walk, have meaning, and we use that to interpret what's in the mind of the person. My name is Joe Navarro, and for 25 years I was a special agent with the FBI. My job was to catch spies. Most of my career I spent within the National Security Division. A lot of it had to do with looking at specific targets, and then it was about, well, how do we get in their heads, and how do we neutralize them? Our security is based on nonverbals. We look at the person through the peephole. We look at who's behind us at the ATM machine. We know from the research that most of us select our mates based on nonverbals. So we may think we're very sophisticated, but in fact, we are never in a state where we're not transmitting information. There's a lot of myths out there. The ones that stand out is if you cross your arms, that it's a blocking behavior. That's just nonsense. Even when you don't like the person that's in front of you, this isn't to block your mouth. It's actually to self-soothe. Because in essence, it's a self-hug. When you're sitting at a movie and you're watching, you're going to cross your arms. You're waiting for somebody, you tend to do this. What's interesting is we do this behavior more in public than in private. The other one that really stands out is as we think about something, we may look in a certain way. As we process the information, we may look in another way. It's certainly not indicative of deception. It really shouldn't be used that way. All we can say is the person is processing the information. The other misconceptions are that if the person clears their throat, touches their nose, or covers their mouth, they're lying. We do these behaviors as self-soothers. They're pacifying behaviors. Scientifically and empirically, there's just no Pinocchio effect. And people who prattle that and say, well, we can detect deception because the person touches their nose or covers their mouth. That's just sheer nonsense. We humans are lousy at detecting deception. Espionage work is often nowhere near what we see in movies. And in one of the cases, we had information from another country saying, you have an American we think is actually a mole who somehow entered the United States, is able to pass as an American, but he's here working for a hostile intelligence service. And just fortuitously, he was videographed coming out of a flower shop. We're looking at the video, and everybody in our small unit, we were saying, well, there's not much there. You know, he's coming out of the shop, getting in his car. And I said, stop the film right there. Just as he came out of the shop, he took the flowers, and most Americans tend to hold the flowers by the stalk so that the flowers are up. This individual took them and grabbed the stalk and then held the flowers so that they were facing down. And I said, that's how they carry flowers in Eastern Europe. Rather than confront him about, are you a spy, I decided to do what's called a presumptive. So as I sat there with him, I said, would you like to know how we know? And he had this look on his face, and I said, it was the flowers. And then he confessed. When I came into law enforcement, I thought it was all about the confession. It's really about FaceTime. In my 25 years in the FBI, it was a rarity that a person didn't eventually reveal what I needed to know, because we would sit down and have these very lengthy conversations. I see your truth shine through. I see your truth, that's why I love you. I look at behaviors to do an assessment. What is this person transmitting in relations to any stimuli? My further questioning comes from my observing these behaviors. The first thing I look at is I look at the hair. Does it look healthy? Does it look well-groomed? The forehead is very interesting because a lot of times we reveal stress. A lot of the things that we have gone through life are often etched in the forehead. I look at the eyes to see if they're red or not enough sleep. This small area here between the eyes called the glabella, it's one of the first areas that reveals information to us. Most often when we don't like something, we do that bunny nose of I don't like. We don't really know what our lips look like. And we tend to compress them when something bothers us. When something really bothers us, we tend to suck them in. The mandibula and look at the cheeks. We may do something like this. We'll rub our tongue against the inside of the cheek.
I don't know why
when we try to hide it, then it tells me that this person is trying to do some perception management. And if they are, I want to know why. At the neck, I want to see if there's any head tilt. Because head tilt, if the person is more relaxed, the minute the head tilt goes away, there's usually some issue. I'm looking at the shoulders. you ask somebody a question and they don't know, both shoulders shoot up very quickly. And then I look at the hands. When something's troubling us, we tend to stiffen our fingers, interlace them, and almost like a teepee, we move our hands back and forth very slowly. This is to be differentiated from when we do the steeple, which we do in this position. When something's at issue, we tend to put our hands on our hips and we become very territorial. This is called arms akimbo. But look how it changes when we put our thumbs forward, and then it becomes one of more of I'm inquisitive. But I also look for any behaviors of ventilating, because men tend to ventilate at the neck, and we do at the very instant something bothers us. And then I look at the legs to see if there's any brushing of the legs with the hands, which is, again, pacified. And then
go tell people say that we never lay down with we never told them say we have something. They just came. They go talk the thing at money a second, telling us say that we don't want to then say we want lay down with them.
When we study nonverbals, it's
we don't want to then say whereby we never said something like
assessing.
We go see that they just doing all kind of thing, dressing up, walking the hallway, telling you all kind of what kind of thing.
What are they transmitting? We're all transmitting.
We're trying to tell them we're not the one tell you, we didn't tell you to do anything.
How we groom ourselves, how we dress,
people all
but
kind
also
of
how do we carry ourselves? Are we coming to the office on this particular day with a lot of energy, or are we coming in with a different sort of pace? And what we look for are differences in behavior down to the minutia of what is this individual's posture as they're walking down the street? Are they on the inside of the sidewalk, on the outside? Can we see his blink rate? Can we see how often he's looking at his watch? I know your blink rate is around eight times a minute, but you don't know that. You're not sitting there counting. All these things factor in because they're transmitting information. Now it's up to us to then use that information to say, okay, we need to marshal resources to be on that individual right now.
Federal Bureau Investigation.
So in most Western cultures, the first time people touch is when they shake hands. Touching becomes that important because we can always remember a time when we shook hands with someone and we didn't like that. It's also the first time when our bodies release these bonding chemicals that say, I like this person or I don't like this person. So handshaking is both necessary and essential in most cultures. Ladies, hi, I'm Joe Navarro.
Joe, I'm Laura.
Laura, how are you? And you are? Khadija, how are you? Let me ask you this. Let's back up a little bit. Is this comfortable for you? Yeah. It's a little bit more comfortable.
If you don't have that kind of money
now to pay? All right. Thank you. All right. So, keep talking. What we've done here is we've talked about the importance of space and comfort. They don't realize is how much further apart they are now standing.
I didn't understand your rich people
brought this subject up to make them comfortable about saying, hey, it's okay to be perfect distance. And so now we see when they rock away from each other.
And I will kill you all.
This space, if you notice, their feet tend to move around. There's a dynamic going on here where they're kind of trying to find what is the perfect space, what is the perfect distance. And we know that they're unsettled because of the high degree of movement that's going on.
All ready. Right down.
Poker is an interesting game. This similitudes of sitting across from a spy or sitting across from players. It's their reactions to a stimulus. We have behaviors indicative of psychological discomfort that we use at home, at work, or at the poker table. So we're going to take a look at poker players and some of the body language that you'll find at a
some people some are other witchcraft.
So one of the things that you first notice is when a table is called, this is the first time many of them see each other. This is a great opportunity to be looking for behaviors indicative of discomfort. We're going to see the individual shifting in his chair. We're going to see one individual reaching over and grabbing his shoulder. The woman in this case, her shoulders are rather high. This is a great opportunity, even before the game starts, to collect poker intelligence. All right, guys. Button is good. So we'll stop right there. Look where their hands are at. Here we're looking at player number 2 and number 3, and we notice right away that their hands are on top of the cards. Some players will cage their cards. Some players will put their hands directly on top and press them down. And they may do that because the cards have now increased in value. Player number 1 tends to keep his hands very close to his body. Player number 4, she's actually withdrawn her hands from the table because when we like things, we tend to move our hands forward. When we don't like things, we tend to move the hands away. You guys are my cards. So as we look at player number 3, I'm often asked about players who shuffle their chips. What you're really doing is self-soothing, and this just helps you to make it through the game, and that's really all we're looking for. Oh, come on. Okay, so we'll stop right there. Player number 5 is sitting there, arms crossed. You don't see a lot of activity. That doesn't mean he's not transmitting a lot of information. On down the line, I want to see where those thumbs of his are, because he holds them very close when nothing's going on. But does that change as the game evolves? If you're looking at nonverbals, it's often useful to look at them at double the speed because all the nonverbals that are critical jump out at you as though it were a caricature. Are you sure this one for a green card? All right, so stop right there. The woman in position number 4, you see her head moving around quite a bit. Player number 3, you see a lot of activity with his hands. When we look at player number 5, now his hands are fully out. This is as far as we've seen them before. At this point, we know that he's engaged and that he's interested. Now the game is out in the open. 75 to 80% of the information we need is sitting out there. What you often see is everybody's looking at their own cards or looking at the community cards rather than looking around. You should be looking around to see, well, what was the reaction, because you're going to see that reaction again. You know, in poker, we used to say that you can have a poker face, but I encountered you can't have a poker body. Somewhere, it's going to be revealed. When I was in college in the early 70s, there were really no courses on nonverbal communications. You quickly realized that, to a great extent, it's really about what you can interpret from behavior. And so we talk about nonverbals because it matters, because it has gravitas, because it affects how we communicate with each other. And when it comes to nonverbals, this is no small matter. We primarily communicate non-verbally, and we always will.
Look like they have it, but they're saying that you will have to do this form
To us at Hellman's, taste is everything. And we believe great taste starts with great ingredients. Like 100% cage-free eggs. Because at Hellman's, we're on the side of food.
Oh, but it requires a printer. Now you will print it and then send it to them. Oh, yeah. You will print it, then you send it to them. Then if they own that thing. You may request a fee waiver if you are unable to pay. Well, for an application, fee 19112. That one I just instruction. Wanna see my baby, oh. All right. A lot of you can get it for almost free. Maybe they don't charge. They will not charge you. Man, baby, ooh. No. Maybe they will not charge you. That's only, I think I only for. Listen. I know whether they can replace passport too. Oh. I will document Department of Homeland Security. Huh. Action block. Document issue. Regular travel document. I don't know what they mean by that. I don't think that. I think maybe the regular document they talking about. Oh yeah, just like you enter the country on some kind of temporary. What's that? U.S. A lot of they can do it too. Replacement for a passport. Yeah, but all of them working together. So, they say if you want to do the passport or the travel state, golf, or I go to look all these things because when you know now you go pay heavy money. So, yeah. You know you go pay every month. Yeah, daddy. On behalf of the United States Secret Service. They got made it buzzing a little small. Brand new baby that born on it. So, when somebody know it for you, you can just look like someone a small ball. You can look like you just like someone a young baby. That's how you can look. That's why we can just be laughing at that. Why you laughing? How you think we managed to know all of that? You know, if that, they just thought you were stupid. That's what they were thinking. Because if you were stupid, that's the reason why they calling you stupid. That's why they go do that, why they will go kill you. So, yeah. That's what they were thinking. They just thought we were stupid. We knew they were coming to do something like this. All the things that they do. We knew they were coming to carry us back to California. We knew everything. See? So, yes, we know they were coming to do something like this. They were going to carry us back to California. We know that something like that can happen. You see, I will just be laughing at them. They don't understand. We know everything. We know everything about them. That's what we're trying to tell them. All their secret, everything. Anything you want to know about them, we'll tell you. I want to say. Oh, we can be laughing. That is you telling us why we laughing. They made it say, look, they're a young baby. They can look sometimes. Some of the things that they go do, there's only one way they know how to do things. That how you can catch them. You see, someone they go do it that way. You catch them right-handed, and nothing they can do now because the fact that they are on a brain can think two way, they can only think one. I know he brought it so that nothing they can do. You sit down there, they just keep putting the door behind me. They're calling people crazy, calling you crazy, telling you all kind of things. Then sit down there, the person calling you crazy every day, doing all kind of things to you. And for you to tell them you have to stop, you do it. You can tell me say, I the one doing the wrong thing. I the one doing the wrong thing. Whereby I'm the one that trying to tell her to stop calling me crazy. Every day, if somebody was doing you like that, how you will feel? The person will just look at you, they start calling you crazy. Then they laughing, they're laughing at us. And taking the thing to be funny. You're there laughing at us, we're hearing you're laughing, you're taking the thing to be some kind of funny thing. Somebody crazy. You know craziness, sorry, not something that I'm telling you to stop the thing, then you just there laughing. Then you finish laughing at us, then you turn around again, you go use the charm. See, he finish laughing at us. He the same person, he turn around, he go use the charm on you. You and the girl using the charm on you're just there using the charm on people. And we telling you all the thing that you're not doing anything, about it. They're just there laughing. You're just laughing at people. Then you're turning around, you're using the charm, you're laughing. Taking the thing to be funny. You go make somebody crazy, then you telling the person say it's funny. Oh, at least if you made the person crazy and it's a reason. It's a reason why you did it, and it makes sense. But the thing, no good. You didn't get any good reason for making the person crazy. No good reason. You just go make somebody crazy. Then the person telling you to stop. Then we're telling you say stop. Then you go tell us they just telling us you will not stop. What kind of thing? Look at what they get doing with the dog. You know that if she the way you're using charm like this, if she continue to put the door behind you, you know that part of the reason she brought the dog in the house. It will be the reason she brought the dog in the house.
Serious? Okay. So can I make a coach right now? While you're thinking, happy to. Thanks anyway.
Because what we're trying to tell you. That's why we're trying to tell you that the reason why we kick it, that's why we kick the dog. Because the person they keep telling you that you're crazy. Stop. We kept telling them to stop. They would tell us it. They would not stop. They love to see you using your hand, all kind of things. And yet I can weaken. And they wanted to be wicked at all. That's why they never wanted to stop. Because if you go tell somebody say you love to see them using their hand, that means you just want to wicked. You just want to do something bad to the person. You want to see something bad happen to the person. That's why you don't want to stop. Then you turn around and go make case out of it. You see, now you love to see the person using their hand. Then you the same person, you turn around, you go make case. Oh, that's okay. You the same person, you turn around. You turn around, you go make a case. You made a case out of it. You see the kind of thing you go do. You turn around, you go make a case out of it. Tell somebody you love to see them use their hand. That means you know about everything. You know that you are the one causing problem for the person. You also know that you're the one causing problem. You also know that they can make case out of it. And you only doing it, you know that the person don't have anything for you. So you only doing it now just to see something happen to the person, just to see your boyfriend go and do something to the person. That's why you tell the person, you first told the person, say you love to see them use their hand. Because if that was somebody that have something for you, the person will not use their hand. The person will go lay down with you because they have something to give you. Yeah. You see? Now because the person have something to give you, they will go and lay down with you. The person clearly told you, say they don't have anything for you, but you still deny the person. When you go tell the person, say, you know that you're not the person, not the one that told you to come. But that means you just want to cause trouble. So, because you want to cause trouble, you know the person didn't tell you to come. But then you started coming. Now, because you know that they can make a case or in California. So you just there causing trouble for the person. So now you know that you're the one that caused all the problem. You go tell the person say that. You go tell the person say they won't go touch you. So when they go touch you, then you go do something. Then your boyfriend go do something to them. They go say the boy in love with them because the boy go do something to somebody. Whereby the boy they talking about, the boy will not even be with you forever. The boy will one day he will probably leave you for another person. He will go leave you for another person. They sit down that day. They sit down that day.
That's my power line. Yes, I know. Or are you trying to teach me my job? Not at all. All I'm asking for is your permission to collect some samples so I can run some tests at my hospital. Please just give me the permission to do that, please. So, Dr. Paul, why didn't you take a file to your own hospital? That's a long story, please. Please, it would be wise for both of us to have a second opinion, please. Please.
When you enroll at University of Phoenix, your tuition locks in at one affordable price until you graduate from your degree program. Guaranteed. Take a look on our website to see the savings for yourself, or give us a call, and we'll be happy to talk you through it.
Do you want to learn how to start a profitable business selling on Amazon? With numbers like these? If you do, then I created a free Amazon course. If you're interested in selling products and making money on Amazon, then click Learn More to get instant access. Inside the free course, you're going to learn Video 1, how I built a $500,000 profit per year business selling on Amazon. Video 2, the $1 billion Amazon opportunity and how to get a piece of it. This is a 27-minute video. Video 3, how to find winning products to sell. This is a 32-minute video. Video 4, how to source your products. This is a 23-minute video. Video 5, how to create a winning listing and start getting sales ASAP. This is a 25-minute video. And video 6, the next step, how to put all of this together. This is a 13-minute video. You're going to get access to all of this for free. And if you're interested, just click the link below to get it. And you can start watching all these videos right away. This course will teach you step by step how to start a real business selling on Amazon. Did you know that Amazon has over 100 million Prime users? Each Prime user spends an average of $1,400 per year. Now, if you can just sell one $30, $40, or $50 product to just a small percentage of Amazon Prime users, then you can make a nice income. So if you want the free course, then click the link to get it. Did you know that Amazon sells 4,000 products per minute? We live in an amazing time, and we can take advantage of Amazon's incredible growth. If you want the free course, then just click the link to get it. Did you know that 50% of sales made on Amazon are by small businesses? There's a reason that small businesses love Amazon. It's because they have customers that love spending money. So if you want the free course, then click the link to get it. I'm not going to promise you millions of dollars overnight, because the reality is that this is a business and it takes work. But if you want to build a nice side business on Amazon, then click the link below for the free course. I'll see you inside.
Sit down here, they're calling you. They're calling somebody crazy.
General, thank you for coming out here to Red Hook. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And for a little more context, General Michael Hayden here was the director of the NSA from 1999 to 2005, and the director of the CIA from 2006 to 2009. And in between, you were the deputy director to the first director of national intelligence.
Right.
So you know all of our secrets.
Well, America's secrets, not yours.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's what you say.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we have a lot to talk about. We have 20 minutes. We're going to hit on encryption and surveillance, your new book, which I have right here, Planes of the Egg, and, of course, Donald Trump. But before we get started, I would like to know if you can answer this one thing for me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how
for more than
accurate is
40
X-Files?
years at the Island Theater Workshop, teaching well over 1,000 kids.
Not
Lee's
good.
mark
All right, good enough.
is indelible.
Let's start with
Workshop's
recent
Kevin
news.
Ryan
The
said
usual question I get is
Lee
how accurate
Fierro
is Homeland?
was 91.
And I recommend Homeland.
David Driscoll.
All right, well, I don't watch that one. I watch X-Files. So let's start with presenter
Professor
nominees.
David Driscoll
Right now, we
was a
have
champion of
people that are more than likely going to be the nominees
awarded the
for the
National
Democratic
Humanities
Republican
Medal
Party.
by President
And
Clinton
with that,
in
they're going to
2000.
eventually receive
Driscoll was an
briefings from the
acclaimed
CIA.
artist himself.
Said
As a
another way,
curator,
Donald
collector,
Trump's
and
apologies
professor at the
are
University of
secret.
Maryland.
Is that as scary as it
Pushed for
sounds?
black art to be seen
Yeah, in some
as
ways it is, and I don't mean to
American.
prejudge the man. I mean,
David Driscoll
talking
was
requirements,
88.
new requirements,
Message writer Patricia Boston wrote a claimed biographies of outgoing
John McLaughlin,
What
the
they
deputy
do
director
now,
of the CIA,
and started
a
as
brilliant
an
analyst,
artist
said recently
appearing on
that
Broadway
when
and opposite Audrey
President Trump
Hepburn
gets that
in the
first briefing,
1959 film
just sit down
The
there and
Nun's
you
Story.
just see her, she just put the dog behind you.
Patricia
infinitely more
Bosworth
complex
was 86.
than any
Just doing
real
all
estate
kind of things. Just sit down there.
and
I know you're
that
stupid.
actually, I think, is going to be
You see all the things that
Freddie
they're doing,
Rodriguez
they think that's something that's going to make somebody angry.
He's not the only one, but he certainly done the poster child.
They get participating in the jam, she's walking
There's
with
a complex
her friend and
national
all over the place. She even telling her friends
the level of
that
sophistication that's maybe a half a notch below bumper sticker.
she's bringing her friends to the house. She's using the jam on people because of her friend. This is using the jam.
I don't know what's going to happen there. And that's a really important question. Does he change his approach to these, or does he stay
They're
at
doing too many things wrong. I got anything to do with the jam.
His AP's tech
my
test
point of view?
videos.
I got nothing to do with it, but I just see somebody just using jam.
President was an avid
So even
Somebody
though
that
in
they're
your
using
book
jam
that
on.
President Obama's policies have been radically different than his campaign rhetoric. So are you saying that it's
Yeah, when we
possible
go
once
there,
the
the
weight of the
president
office hits
will-
Donald
will
Trump,
stop.
he might not kill the families of terrorists?
Yeah, well, I would like him to say that as a candidate,
The president will stop when you go there. You go there,
and, and when given the opportunity to do it, he's not walking back very far. The same thing with walls, the same thing with
Yes, it does.
closing United
It's
States,
simply
one of the
a matter
world's
of
great
having too many
monotheisms. I
people
mean,
who
those
yet
are
to
all,
have the infection. If we have a
they
lot
are
of people who remain
dangerous things
susceptible
if a
because they
president
simply have
they're actually harmful to your security if the candidate of a major political party thinks these things and says those things.
quickly as you
So
can.
it raises concerns.
Things
Look,
change
How so?
very
Explain that.
quickly.
Elaborate a little.
yeah, I mean, look, the unrelenting jihadist narrative is that the state of nature is undying enmity between Islam and the West, or between Islam and what you and I call modernity. All right? We think that's wrong. We reject it. All right? But when a major presidential candidate says they hate us, all of them hate us, well, most of them, at least most of them hate us, and we shouldn't let them in. We live their narrative. We endorse their worldview, which is their recruiting narrative to bring people on board. So it makes us less safe.
Then there's Secretary Clinton. There it is. Can you put into context for me briefly why it was wrong for her to store personal emails on a personal server?
Yeah, and I've said this publicly before, Matt.
I really am.
If there's a sin here,
disgusting human
we'll find out. If there's a sin, it's the original sin. It's setting it up this way. Now everyone's pulling threads on, was that email classified? Was this classified? Who knew what? The Bureau is pulling all these threads and so on. But anyone who's experienced this in government knows that once you set this thing up this way, this is just going to a dark place. You've got the preservation of government records problem that this just tees up to be a crisis, a catastrophe. You've got the dealing with classified information. Look, let's talk in the real world rather than maybe on one of the 7x24 networks. In the real world, busy people write lots of emails. And occasionally, in writing those emails, they may slide into the narrative things that some security expert sooner or later is going to say, oh, you shouldn't have put that in there. It's one thing to do that on a private server where you're responsible for protecting it. It's another thing to do that on a .gov State Department server, which the government has already taken the responsibility
of making secure. Like I said, Matt set it up this way, it's heading dark.
Now, independent hackers have claimed that they have access to email.
No, Christopher said that he's been inside it. Yeah.
Exactly. How sure are you that foreign governments did the same?
So, absent forensic evidence, which obviously I can't get, all right? I work rather from the inductive line of reasoning. I got data, therefore, I go deductive.
Sure,
right?
That's fine.
So, going deductive, I would lose respect for scores of foreign intelligence services around the world if they were not already thumbing through all the emails that were kept on that server.
General, you called Edward Snowden a traitor or an
No, I did not. I said he was a defector. I said he betrayed his co-workers.
You say he betrayed his co-workers. His co-workers were American citizens. Secretary Clinton obviously did something very similar to by storing the sensitive information on servers stored in her house. Would you call her a danger to her co-workers and American people?
Not in any way. And the analogy really breaks down right out of the gate. All right.
Break it down.
Well,
I'm wrong completely.
You got a sense of scale. All right. You've got 1.4 billion documents from one of the most highly classified networks in the American security structure, as opposed to what appears to have been a lazy, inadvertent, I don't know, we'll let the FBI decide, inclusion of classified information in otherwise unclassified correspondence. You've got the purpose over here, which was indeed to create the greatest hemorrhaging of American secrets, legitimate American secrets in the history of the Republic, as opposed to something over here that was done out of stupidity or laziness.
Fair enough. Let's change gears a bit. Last month, the Senate committee sent a letter to the National Director of Intelligence, James Maverick, asking him to provide the amount of Americans surveilled underneath Section 702. But he's not been able to provide that information. In fact, that information has been asked for before. Why hasn't the NSA been able to or willing to provide that information?
Yeah, and actually, it's really interesting, because when Jim Clapper answers the question, he says, for me to do that would be a serious violation of U.S. privacy. I'll elaborate, all right? So, NSA collects foreign intelligence. The target of NSA surveillance must be a non-U.S. person, someone not protected by the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. In the normal course of that activity, communications to, from, or about a protected person, U.S. citizens and others, they're always picked up. Right? This is not new. This is not 702. This goes back to 1952 when the agency was started. It's called incidental collection. You didn't mean to do it, but you picked it up. You're not required to destroy it. It's not a mistake. In the normal course of this, you are going to get data where the legitimate foreign intelligence target is communicating with a protected person, or the legitimate intelligence target is communicating about a protected person. And so you've got strong rules inside NSA. What then do you do with the information incidentally collected about U.S. persons? And the normal rule is you suppress it, you minimize it. You don't put it out in your intelligence reports. But it resides in the database. Now, I freely admit the volume of incidental collection on U.S. persons has been increasing. Remember, I said you had to have this rule in 52.
Sure.
But given what you know about global telecommunications in 1952 and in 2016, it stands to reason.
Right.
The nature of communications are you're going to get more of this. For Jim to answer the question would require him to go through the collection and tally up all the incidental collection, even when the incidental collection has never been touched before for analytic purposes. So Jim's argument is, for me to do that, actually is going to pull U.S. data into the visible sight range of my analyst that would never normally get there.
There's been plenty of examples in the past, though, where they've been able to provide not the exact number, but a range. And I don't want you to speak for, as you call him, Jim. I can't do that. But I don't want you to speak for Mr. Clapper. But why can they not provide a range? It's speculated that it's so large that it's nearly everybody.
No, it's not nearly everybody. And Matt, it's not fudging the number, right? You can't say X or round up to X. Right? That's not the issue. Right? There are some things where you fudge the issue because you don't want the adversary to know how many price applications went for with one particular company, because that actually cues the adversary where they might want to avoid. It's not that kind of question. It's that to arrive at any number, in order to get an X, you're going to have to squeeze U.S. privacy more than you operationally do now. Now, let me end, Matt. Maybe you got to go do that. Maybe the price of doing this at all is to go ahead and do that to satisfy the critics of the program or members of Congress. I get that. And so Director Clapper, Jim's argument could be overruled, but it's not an illegitimate argument.
Fantastic. Now, 702, let's take a step back. 702 was started in 2008.
Yeah, after I left.
Right, after you left.
I started 215.
Right, this isn't you. We're talking about something a little different. However, it's very invasive and it's been renewed. And it's set up to expire next year. And so yesterday, the Senate committee met to discuss revisions to it. Do you feel that Section 702 should be tighter
So if you don't tell her to stop putting the dog behind it,
FBI access to the
if you don't tell her to stop, if you don't tell her to stop,
it's a generalized warrant, not a specific warrant. Go through the court.
These, they're
actually, all right?
Right now, I was quite to tell you. Very fast.
You know that craziness you're on.
Well,
You know you're making somebody
Go
crazy.
get your own house.
You know, let it come.
Come kill it. You kick it out. We'll call it
You know you're making, you go make somebody crazy. Then you you're putting dog. We're telling her to stop putting the dog behind her because you know you're using the charm. The charm business. Then tell her to stop calling people crazy. The charm that you use, you know that craziness. Now no Jocelyn Billy. That craziness. You're going to use charm on her. You're putting charm in the food. That the charm that made her to do that.
Right now.
Now you just stop using the charm. That's what we're telling you. Stop using charm. Because you there pretending anytime. So you know that you're using charm on people. Then you every day you're pretending. Another pretending he coming from you. Then when you're finished pretending, you're turning around, you're going to use the charm.
And we take advantage of what are realities.
The thing that social charm business you're on yet.
What you're asking is different. Right? You're not challenging the collection.
Right.
You are asking about what then happens.
Social charm business, you're just there every day pretending that to say that normal life we living. They didn't know that normal life to you.
Listen to my words carefully, because
You think we're stupid, we don't know. Every day you're using the charm. Every day you there using the charm. Then you go pretend that to say you calling somebody. That means that for charm business you calling the person so they can go carry people to go so they can go use the charm on you.
Legitimate issue. That is a no-fool.
That's what you trying to. That's what you doing.
We should have. The 702 program is one of those powerful.
You want just tell her to keep that door away from people. Tell her to keep the door away from me. Because she using, they know that they're using the charm. That why they get there pretending. Every time she will go pretend she go put the door down. She pretending that she talking something to you. That means that charm is the.
So, for example, this actually happened during my time there.
You better get out from my face. That your charm business. You on there. You ready again?
We know he calls his mom every Sunday.
You ready again? That another charm business you on again. You ready? for you to go call them again so they can go carry out to go spend the whole day there with them.
Jordanian American green card holder
You lie. That's also charm business your own.
as a practical matter.
You think we're stupid? We don't know.
Since you know
You're there using the charm on people are telling you stop using the charm.
mama's phone number. That's prohibited.
You're using the charm, then you pretending, all of y'all pretending, all of y'all kind of you are in the police, but you're just standing all over the place using charm. And that charm business you're talking about. We're telling y'all to stop using the charm. You don't want to stop every day. You're telling somebody say they're crazy. Every day you putting yourself on YouTube. Every day you calling somebody, you yourself calling somebody crazy, she calling somebody crazy. Everyone that you're calling all crazy, including the mama and all calling somebody crazy.
Following Edward Snowden's release of all these documents.
Then you know the thing we're telling you that you know that we're not normal. You yelling, you yelling, you talking, you know that you talking so la la thing you talking over there.
What can they do to repair that image?
I actually had dinner last night.
You know that you talking so la. Then you pretending that to say that normal thing that happened, and you know the thing that been happening not normal. So charm. Everything you're there here, so charm that charm you're using, you're making people to be spending my money buying charm. Then we're telling you the thing that you can't tell me say that normal life we living here. And you know that y'all know that we're crazy.
May actually be correct.
Then you talking to me, just to say that normal thing that happened, that normal life here, that normal person you talking to that you showed that we normal. How you show that charm you're using?
You are so uncomfortable. You're willing to go ahead and
all the things you talking, how you show that charm you using?
In order to build up a greater comfort level.
You know that charm, the thing you're doing, that so charm you're using.
Isn't even in a position to do your privacy harm. But that's
that when they're talking the thing you're talking about, you want to go call some of your people there again so you can go try the charm to see whether the charm will work on them.
To sum it up, what's correct might not be right.
No, what's legal may not be.
You finish, maybe you not go talk to some of them again. You go out there again. You go talk to some of them.
There's no evidence that he did internally. If he complained about 215, that's the metadata stuff. If he went to a supervisor there,
you go out there. You go talk to somebody again. You go tell the person say that you're using charm.
Approved by 2 presidents. It's legislated by Congress.
Then you ready to go call the person now to come carry on.
By the way, a FISA judge checks off on it every 60 days.
Sure.
Yeah, to say I don't have anything for the person.
As it turned out,
but you go call, you finish talking to the person, you and the person finish talking. Now you can't Alex, to say you put in door outside so when you go touch the door, you go call the person now so they can go carry you for charm business.
That's rough. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to say to you.
Oh, they pretending you think we're stupid, we don't know. We were in California and they were using the charm on us. That we managed to know everything.
Whose business model was based upon mining metadata, right? No, I'm not going to name them. But it is.
All these people you see walking around here, that all of them part of the charm. All the cars you see passing on the road, that all part of the charm business. Everybody. All the people we're talking with over the phone, on the computer, everywhere, all part of the charm. That's how we managed to know about the charm business, because we were in California. They were bringing back our memory. We remember everything. Everything you see around you, that part of the charm. That's also charm business you're talking about here. I think that's also charm business your own. That's why we're talking. If she keep putting the dog behind people, she's doing it because of the charm. Because we were in California and they were putting they kept putting the dog behind us in California.
Going back to him, and I hate to do it again. But he said that Edward Snowden accelerated the rise of commercial encryption by 7 years. How can the NSA keep up?
They kept putting the dog behind us when we were there. They kept putting the dog behind us because they know that they're using charm. They were using charm on us. They kept bringing dog. Were trying to tell you that the people were seeking. They kept putting dog behind us everywhere. They're telling the dog to do all kind of things to us. That's why we see the girl putting the dog behind. That's why we're telling you. Then we know you're using the charm. We're telling you the thing. Then you pretending just to say that not that normal life we living. Yeah, to say you don't. Yeah, to say that some kind of normal life somebody living here.
No laws that are going to get in the way of that reality. And so
every day you saw what happened. You go you're standing all over the place. That you're the one cause our job then. That you're the one cause it because you're just standing all over the place. When we're trying to go to work, then we're trying to say I was going to work now. That the kind of thing you can't do.
There's still a lot of things you can legitimately do to keep America
You go call the people. You go tell them say they can't be standing all in the yard telling you say you because you crazy. So you want to go get them something. You're the one cause our job. You're the one cause you're the cause for everything here.
Yes, I am. I'm not talking about the other bill. Right. Talks about
You go man the people from the school. You're just using the charm on people. You're making people crazy in the hospital, telling you to stop the thing. That have for if somebody to say if we had something for them, that how we'll be talking. We'll be you go charm me, then I'm telling you to stop. If I know I have something, I will be telling you to stop.
General, I'm way over time, but I really appreciate you.
Then we're talking the thing. Then you they're talking about I want to go touch the dog. I want to go touch the dog. And all that thing you doing, maybe that social charm, that social charm business you on there. Social charm. That thing where you just did just and said that probably that part of the charm again.
Show you what it is.
They're using the charm. We keep telling you the thing to stop using the charm. The thing that's some kind of normal life you living, you just repeating yourself.
Much more quickly than I do when I'm out there to
you man, we just repeat ourselves again. All that thing you're doing, that social charm again.
It all builds to one point, and I'm going to tell you the one point now. All right, the one point is
all that thing you're talking about, saying you will call somewhere to some kind of mental home. All that thing, that social charm business you on.
I think that's so, and then I'm going to suggest some of the implications. All right, so we'll speed. I start with this.
You just using the charm on people. Then you're pretending you're working with the police people. You're and the police people working together. You're pretending. The police people too pretending. We're telling them say we're not sick.
In the same sentence.
They just keep telling us say we're sick. So maybe something wrong with us. We're telling them we're not sick. Then they go carry us to the carry instead of them carrying you to jail or something. They go carry you to hospital. Whereby the kids, this is a case or somebody breaking your laptop, but you go carry the person to hospital. It make any sense to go carry somebody to hospital?
By the way, the former director of NSA talking to Black.
The thing you just did, just said that all part of the charm business, all the thing you're doing, you're just using the charm on people.
I think this cyber thing.
All that thing you just did, just that part of the charm again.
Chuckle from the audience too. But the point I was trying to make was
maybe that's something that happened again where you go to the door from the kids, you bringing the dog to people, and you know that they get using the dog for the charm business. They're telling you, I said they get keep putting the dog, they just continue to put the dog